When I got comfortable with buying properties away from where I live, well, it opens up the whole UK.
You know what's funny, right? Got lots of people inquiring from overseas.
They might even be watching this, in China, Oman, Dubai, name all the places where some of our clients are from, Singapore, Hong Kong. Something's just popped into my head. The kind of person that's been through at least 2, if not 3, and sometimes 4 recessions. They just come out, and they're happening now.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Ask Jess. Don't know if I should call it Adam Ask Jess now.
Adam Ask Jess.
My show-off gene wants my name in it.
No problem, do it.
So, this is a question from one of my clients, Gurdip. What are the pros and cons in buying properties which are located far from where you live?
Yep. I think, actually, if you get the answer to this right, Adam gave me a preview of what the question's going to be. And I think you get it right, and it can massively accelerate. For me, when I got comfortable with buying properties away from where I live, well, it opens up the whole UK as an area to buying, so it will make a massive difference. So winding back, why wouldn't you buy outside area? It's quite a common thing. We hear it from clients, and honestly, I used to hold this view, and it's a sensible view. It's not a silly thing to say I will only buy locally. I can see the house, I can find the house. Just driving to find a property, viewing it, going through that whole process of making sure it actually goes through the conveyancing process, going back, maybe getting a builder involved or getting it ready to rent, certainly organising viewings and all those things, whether you're using an agent or not, is easier to accomplish if you are close. Absolute fact. Going further away, and I've seen people do it successfully, but it's a big effort. I've seen people who live on the south coast buying up in the northwest and northeast, and they will literally drive up on a Sunday night, stay there for 4 days, and come back on a Thursday afternoon, and that's their life, while they're building the property portfolio. So if you're up for doing that, then fine. But I suppose it's the same thing. They're buying locally, but they're having to drive to get to be local. So it's not a silly thing at all. But what I came to the realisation is, if you sort of break out the reasons why you want to do that, or the control, there's ways to get that same local knowledge, expertise, whatever it is, further away, and that's what we did. We set up a business to find, fix and rent properties further away, and if I hadn't have done that, then I would still be buying local. Having the team that's got the local knowledge, being able to buy a house. I recently bought houses in, where have I bought houses? There you go. Hull, northeast, northwest, Rotherham, around there, Sheffield areas, and it wasn't Rotherham, I know it was a bit further north, Yorkshire, that area, and so.
You know what's funny, right? Got lots of people inquiring from overseas recently, and they say to me, well, I just want to get somewhere in London, or I want to get somewhere in Manchester.
Yeah.
Because they're either from there and living abroad in, Dubai or China or somewhere, so they know the area. But that's even further away from where they are, isn't it? They just want it because they know it. They're not really looking for any local knowledge because they think they know that area because it's a famous city. You know.
I guess what I'm saying is, if you are still looking in your local area to buy one house, maybe stay local. But if you're serious about building a property portfolio, a larger one, then I think it's a useful technique. It's a valid strategy to say, I'm not going to find, fix and rent it myself. I'm going to get a company involved, or somebody, a property source or whatever it is, involved to do that work for me. And as soon as you do that, you open up, as long as you trust that firm and that those people you're working with to do the job, you open up a whole host of opportunities. I first started buying in Northampton, I am now sat in Nottingham, and I did a lot of buying in Nottingham. Now, both those areas, they kind of ran out for me. They kind of got to the point where there wasn't much left. Now, I think actually stuff's coming back. It's the time of the market where stuff's coming back. So maybe we will be back buying in those areas at some point. But it definitely felt like we had to go chase down other areas. Now, you've got to give yourself that opportunity. If you can do it yourself, then great. But if you just stick to the local area, and as Adam says, it's totally possibly the model is those overseas investments. People are sat, they might even be watching this. In China, Oman, Dubai, name all the places where some of our clients are from. Singapore, Hong Kong. Have I said China? China. I might have said that twice. They buy through us all the time. All over the place. So, sat in Hong Kong, and you're buying a house in Hull, could be my buy-to-let next door neighbour, and it works really well. The clients get an update every month. Something's just popped into my head, and it's kind of in the same kind of the same answer. It's part of the same answer. Talking about me buying in Northampton and then Nottingham, and then I might be buying back again in those areas. So we haven't been buying in Northampton or Nottingham. But actually, it came on the radar that there's a couple of things to look at in both of those areas for us. And this is all anecdotal, but it's friends of mine, friends of friends, people that might not be clients. Usually, actually, people are slightly older. And I'm hearing things like, the kind of person that's been through at least 2, if not 3, and sometimes 4 recessions, and they're starting to come out of the woodwork now, hearing that. So the kind of person that lays dormant like a tortoise or something under a stone, they just come out, and they're happening now, and it's happened in the last 6 to 8 weeks, where they're kind of going, I'm pre-programmed to know when, what's the Warren Buffett phrase? Be fearful when they're greedy, be greedy when they're fearful. So basically, when all the tabloid headlines go crazy, they're like, right, what do I do? But they only do it once every 10 years. So I'm feeling like I could probably go back to Northampton and buy a few bargain bits now. But if I wasn't buying out of the area, well, that would be my only moment. Maybe a 2-year period out of every 10 years. So by buying out of area, you get that opportunity to prolong the buying period. I mean, we are definitely heading into what's going to be, if you want to buy properties, the best 2-3 year, who knows exactly how long it's going to last, 2 or 3 year period for the last decade, which is really odd, because there's definitely people we all speak to who believe exactly the opposite thing. You never get any negative comments or worrisome clients in that purple patch where everything's easy. When it's all crazy, that's when everybody gets worried, but actually that's the time to buy. Don't forget, the curve. If you're sort of seeing a price drop curve, and people be worried, maybe going, price is going to drop.
14%, 40%.
Well,
everything. Crazy.
But don't forget, if they drop, everything's reported way up front. So if you put an offer in today, well, that figure's going to be 6. What is it now? 4, 5, 6 weeks. 4, 5, 6 months, depending on who's doing your conveyancing. We can get our properties through in about 2 months at the moment, and that's too long. But it's stepped out, so that's how long it actually goes through, and then that's reported 6 months later. What I'm saying is a massive lag. Now was the time to be buying. So if all that worry in a let's say a recession, in any of that kind of turbulence, people very quickly tense up. The instant reaction is, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, pricing, and everybody gets very worried. I went to a classic car show last weekend, and this is relevant, I promise. It is, I promise. Big pools of dealers with loads of cars, probably millions of pounds worth of cars in a fenced off pen. They're all selling them, all in the hallway. It was in the NEC, it filled 5 halls, and the amount of price reduced stickers on the cars, nice. Something's like 20 grand off, whatever. It's instant. I mean, how long's this? All this problems been going on for?
6 weeks or so.
If that.
Yeah.
And that's the instant when you'll find stuff is soft, instantly soft. It's not dropping, price falling, crashing. It's not that. It's just, and we are now price testing every deal we do. It's what you've got to do. You've got to, if we'd have paid that before and we'd have put an offer in now, let's say we were looking to buy a 100 grand house and it's on the market for 100 grand. We're always, for the last 2 years, been thinking, how can we pay 100 grand? Actually, how can we pay 105? Otherwise, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get the deal. Every now and again, you might get one for 97.5. Now, we're saying, right, okay, we'd pay 90. You've got to offer 80. We've gone back to that whole, if you're putting your offer in and you're not feeling like it's embarrassing, cringeworthy, then it's probably too high. We're at that stage. And you've got to leave it on the table for a bit. You can't just keep chasing it up to, chase it up slowly. So we're getting that. I don't know why I mentioned that. It was definitely relevant. It was definitely relevant. Now is the time. It's the old boys. I was thinking about the old boys. It is relevant. If the old boys only come out once every 2 years, it's because they only buy in their area, isn't it? They're like little tortoises. They can't go too very far. We can get that because actually that opportunity. I know that the stuff that's going on right now in the economy is presenting that kind of opportunity. But those kind of opportunities, they're not always a big macro economic event. They're sometimes something local. So actually, we have been able to, by having teams all over the UK, being able to buy in different areas, we have been able to take advantages of local turbulence, whatever you call it, and buy really good deals in those kind of areas. When the local licensing came in Stoke, it happened in Nottingham, it's happened in Liverpool, all sorts of places. It's like loads of problems, landlords selling up. Like, we're in there. They're fearful, running away. We get greedy and we dive in. So being able to buy in all over the UK has kept the supply of good opportunities always open for us. So is that a good answer?
I think so.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
We're just doing one question today.
Yeah, just
cool.
the one,
right.
Unless you've got anything else you want to add.
No, I think really everybody should subscribe.
Good point.
They should definitely do that. Have you not done that? Apparently half of all the people who watch these YouTube videos do not subscribe. There's a little stat and it says that. So please rectify that. Subscribe now. Click the bell.
Put some questions in the comment section for us.
Yep, absolutely. All of these questions that get asked, they're in the comment section. So if you want to comment, get something answered, it can be complicated as you like, as long as it's property related, then Adam scrolls through the questions and brings them up and answers them, asks them, and I answer them. So, yeah, cool. Lovely job.
All right.
Nice.
See you next time.
Bye now.